Mr.EliteIQ Productions, www.youtube.com/EliteIQ 54, March 3, 2025. Billionaire finds homeless man with a hidden talent. What happens next will shock you. On a cold city street at dusk, a place where wealth and struggle coexist but rarely intersect. The air is thick with the sounds of passing cars, hurried footsteps, and distant sirens. Neon lights flicker against wet pavement, reflecting a world of opportunity and hardship. A luxury Rolls-Royce pulls up to the curb in front of an upscale restaurant, its presence commanding attention. The door opens, and out steps the billionaire, a man in his late 40s, dressed in a tailored jogging suit that exudes quiet power. He moves with effortless confidence, absorbed in his phone, his surroundings barely registering in his periphery. His polished Nike sneaker touched the pavement, a sharp contrast to the tattered sneakers visible just a few feet away. Sitting at the corner near the restaurant entrance is the homeless man, a figure seemingly invisible to the world around him. He is in his mid-50s, unshaven, wearing layers of clothing that have seen better days. Beside him, a weathered cardboard sign leans against the wall, its faded letters barely readable. He is not begging. Instead, he is focused on something in his hands. A scrap of paper, a pencil worn down to its last inch, and a mind deeply immersed in what he is doing. He hums softly to himself, his fingers moving with precision, sketching intricate lines, or writing something indecipherable. The billionaire walks past without a second thought, his polished shoes clicking against the pavement. But then, something makes him stop. The sound, the movement, something about the homeless man's actions draws his attention. He turns slightly, eyes narrowing as he observes, from a distance. The world around them continues moving. People pass by, some glancing, most ignoring, but for a moment, time seems to slow. The billionaire watches, curiosity growing. He sees the homeless man lost in his craft, oblivious to everything around him. What is he doing? And why does it feel important? Still, the billionaire does not approach. Not yet. He hesitates, debating whether to keep walking. A pedestrian brushes past him, muttering, "Don't waste your time, man." But the billionaire doesn't listen. Something about this moment feels different. He steps forward. He asks, "What are you working on?" The homeless man pauses, glancing up, his eyes sharp despite the tired lines on his face. He chuckles, shifting slightly, as if the question amuses him. "Used to do this for a living," he says cryptically. His fingers move again, continuing his work, as if answering wasn't necessary. The billionaire studies him, still uncertain but intrigued. His eyes flick to the paper, the movement of the man's hands, the precision of his work. A part of him wants to ask more, to press for details, but he doesn't. Not yet. Instead, he watches. The homeless man's fingers dance across the paper. Or perhaps the strings of a beaten-up violin. Or maybe across a chessboard drawn onto the pavement with chalk. Whatever he is doing, it is effortless, instinctual, and undeniably brilliant. More people begin to notice. A few pedestrians slow down, pausing to observe. The tension in the air shifts. The billionaire leans in slightly. "Where did you learn this?" he asks. Another chuckle from the homeless man, this time softer. He doesn't answer directly. Instead, he finishes what he's doing, a final stroke of the pencil, a final note played, a final move made. And then, only then, does the full weight of his skill become clear. The billionaire exhales, a quiet breath of realization. He has just witnessed something remarkable. And now, so has everyone around them. A transformation begins, subtle at first, but impossible to ignore. The billionaire, once an observer, now takes action. He makes an offer not out of pity, but out of recognition. This man, forgotten by the world, is extraordinary. The billionaire does not just give him money, he gives him an opportunity. The homeless man hesitates, unsure, then accepts. Weeks later, the homeless man is no longer sitting on the pavement. He stands taller, dressed differently, his face no longer obscured by the weight of struggle. He walks into a new chapter, one that had been waiting for him all along. The billionaire watches from a distance, nodding once before turning and walking away. No words are needed. The city now warm, filled with a glow of possibility. Sometimes, talent is hidden where you least expect it. All it takes is someone willing to see it. If you believe in stories that change lives, hit that subscribe button now. What kind of videos do you want to see next? Drop your ideas in the comments. Elite IQ Productions.